Now, back to Tony and Casey's Best of Food and Wine on Smooth and Easy, CL 650.
Welcome back to the Best of Food and Wine. I'm Tony Gismondi.
I'm Casey Wilson.
We're live from the floor of the Vancouver International Wine Festival. We're talking to winemakers, many winemakers, and now we have Harry Hansen, who I haven't met before. Harry, how are you?
Just great. Happy to be here.
From Sterling Vineyards. Of course, Sterling Vineyards is an old name in Vancouver. We've known the wine for many, many decades. Beautiful winery in the heart of Napa.
It's a wonderful place to visit.
You live up on a hill.
That's right. We're up 300 feet above the valley floor on Charlie's Hill.
Yeah.
And you get to the winery on a gondola.
Yeah, right on.
Was it not once owned by Disneyland or?
No. The founding winemaker was Peter Newton, of course, the founding owner. And he built a wonderful place with Greek architecture and bells in the towers that chime every 15 minutes. It's just a wonderful, beautiful place with great views.
And Bill Dyer used to come to the market. He was a winemaker there many years ago. I think he still lives in Napa.
Bill's a great guy. I studied with him at the University of California years ago. I won't say how long ago.
Yeah, exactly. So how would you characterize Sterling today?
So Sterling today is a great place to come visit, first of all. And we're enjoying a real renaissance in terms of the wines. We've spent a lot of time working on technical upgrades and producing wines with a little bit more of a modern twist. We've spent a lot of time replanting vineyards and doing, techie sorts of things within the winery with temperature controls and opportunities for really having great control over fermentation and aging.
Still making Merlot, I see. We're going to taste one here.
Yeah. Merlot, we started in 1969, and we haven't missed a beat since.
Yeah. And it used to make, I remember, it was a Three Palms vineyard. I don't know if the palms are still there, but the vineyard, there was a wine that was made called Three Palms
For many, many years, we made a Three Palms Merlot.
Yeah.
The palm trees are still there, but unfortunately, we no longer have access to that fruit.
To the fruit.
We have some other exciting vineyards throughout the Napa Valley, including Diamond Mountain.
Yep.
Which is still with us after all these years.
Great. Well, you brought a Merlot today. You brought the 2012 Merlot. Let's talk a bit about Merlot because it took, as we know, it took a hit in the movie. But I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of Merlot, and I'm excited to see that at least there's some resurgence in it. Do you feel that, or?
Sure. I'm fairly excited about Merlot because, as you mentioned, that movie came along and Merlot took a little bit of a hit.
It went sideways.
And it did go sideways, but what happened is people took out bad Merlot from all the sites that Merlot should not have been planted
Good.
to.
That was great then. That was the positive side.
What does that mean to you? Like, what is a Merlot site, and what is good for Merlot?
Well, in Europe, of course, a classic Merlot site on the right bank is one that has the blue clay.
Yeah.
In California, we have sites in Napa Valley that have quite a bit of clay, and what the clay does is it gives up a little bit of water to the vine all throughout the growing season.
Right.
And so, of the two Bordeaux varietals that are the most prevalent in Napa Valley, the Merlot and the Cabernet, the Merlot takes a little more TLC.
And what doesn't go with Merlot when it comes to food? It's just such a great food wine.
It is a fantastic food wine. I like it with a pasta, a red sauce. I like it with a piece of beef. I like it with pork is a great choice. There's a lot of different things that you can pair with Merlot.
In Sterling, the Merlot, I want to just talk a little bit about the structure. It's a soft wine, but of course if it has the right acidity, it becomes really it seems energized and fun to drink. There's
a very vibrant red, sometimes black cherry flavor that comes through. It has a little green note sometimes that I like to call martini olive.
Yeah.
There are people who think that it's a lot like Cabernet, but I think it's got its own characteristics and it's a little bit more delicate.
Well, and of course the tannins are softer. I would, compared to Cabernet. What about the aging potential? Because I think you know, in the early days when we talked about varieties and we just sort of put them in a box, and Merlot, you know, didn't age as well as Cabernet, or do you feel like that still exists, or is it just the way the wine is made?
Well, I always joke with people when they ask me about it. I say, I'm sure it will age all the way home. The statistic is something like 98% of all wines are consumed within 48 hours of purchase.
Yeah, maybe minutes.
You know, I think that there's no problem with this particular Merlot that we make at Sterling going 5 years. But I don't really encourage people to age Merlot or to age Cabernet, for that matter. Wines in general, because most of us don't have a really great place within our home to age it.
That's correct.
And if something warms up and the bottle starts to push the cork a little bit, you get some oxidation, and then your investment is lost. So I would really encourage people to seek out wines that they like and drink them. You know, don't age them too much unless you're got yourself a really sophisticated wine cellar.
I know. I think that's very good advice.
So tell us a little bit about the mix at Sterling today, the wines that you're making.
So we make 4 wines for distribution throughout the States, and most of them are available in Canada.
Here in Canada,
we make a Sauvignon Blanc, which is based mainly on our fruit in the Calistoga area, with a nice lemon-lime grapefruit profile.
Yep.
We make a Chardonnay, which is a blend of Carneros down by San Francisco Bay, and the Oak Knoll area, which is just north of the town of Napa. So a lemon and maybe apple, if you will, kinds of flavors coming through. Very traditionally barrel fermented, of course. We make this Merlot that you're tasting today. The fruit is grown in Oak Knoll, which again is a cool place, and Calistoga, which is a warm place further up valley.
Yep.
And we make Cabernet, which we grow and source all over Napa Valley from 7 different districts of, what are there, 13, I think.
Yeah. I'm going to say that.
I
thought it was more lately.
I didn't look at the map lately.
Yeah, there seems to be a new one every once in a while now, but 13 sounds good.
And I've heard a rumor this might be the perfect Oscar wine.
Well, I'm sure the 4 wines that I've described are all being served at the Oscars. We have a couple of exclusive blends that we did for the Governor's Ball, so those will be featured on Sunday night. It'll be what people are enjoying after the Oscars. And I forgot to mention, we also make a reserve wine that I completely forgot to mention, the what we call Platinum. It's our reserve Cabernet Sauvignon. We make very little, 2,500 cases or so a year, but it's very much a handmade wine from 5 different vineyards around Napa Valley. Hand-sorted clusters, hand-sorted berries, 20 months in French oak, most of it new. And we age it in a bottle for about a year before we put it out. And it's just a wonderfully dense wine, full of wonderful grape flavors and really ripe tannins. I think Napa Cabernet tannins are some of the ripest and most pleasing tannins in the wine world.
I remember, years ago, visiting Sterling, taking the gondola up and having a self-guided tour. Is it the same today for consumers?
Peter Newton's vision is just amazing. How a man 40-something years ago knew that a gondola ride and a self-guided tour at your own pace, bring the kids if you want to, they can't break anything. The opportunity to watch winemaking operations from up above is just a wonderful experience. You can take your time, or you can move through in less than an hour. It all depends on what you're interested in at Sterling. We also have a couple of art collections which are amazing. The Veronica de Rosa collection, which is, of course, the de Rosa's on the Winery Lake Vineyard, which is very famous in Carneros and had a long-term relationship with Sterling and with Peter Newton. And then we also have a lot of black and white Ansel Adams photography, which people come to see as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons to visit Sterling.
And we've got something for a lot of different people.
Yes. And is this your first time at the festival?
It's the first time I've been here. I've known about this festival for years, and some of my associates have been here previously, but This is the first time the boss has come.
Great.
Well, enjoy a couple of days in Vancouver. It's not a bad place to hang out.
You know, I was here last June for 3 days, and I had a marvelous time. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah.
Got to pinch myself a little bit. The wine and food scene here is so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
And I had a little microbrew tonight that I just love too.
Oh, wow. That's great.
It's an amazing place to come to.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us today and bringing the wine. The wine's delicious. I don't know. I think you're right. You can drink it right now. It's really delicious. I might wait a little bit, but I don't know. I'm tempted to drink it all.
No, I'm not waiting.
You're not waiting.
That's my style right there.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Harry. Good to catch up on Sterling Vineyards.
Thank you,
I need
Tom.
to come back and see you down there.
Please do.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you.
Harry Hansen, winemaker from Sterling Vineyards. A couple of his wines are going to be featured at the Oscars on Sunday night,
Yes.
Casey. Have you seen all the movies? I guess I should have asked you that. Yeah. Have you seen all the movies, Casey?
I've seen quite a few of them, Tony.
You're really into it, aren't you?
I am into
Yeah.
it.
I've seen a few, but I haven't seen them all. Art is waving at me because he wants you to win something.
Yeah, come on down. If you are in your car on your way to the wine festival, we are giving away a deluxe 2-night stay at the Waterfront Villa, Painted Boat Resort, Spa and Marina on the Sunshine Coast. We'll even throw in BC
We
Ferries.
are?
Yes, we are. You
Wow.
can't sign up, Tony.
Okay.
It's a $2,500 package, includes BC Ferries, a deluxe breakfast, a couples massage. Doesn't have to
Art,
be your
why are you looking at me when you say
Yeah,
couples
why are you
massage?
looking
I'm just
Like,
saying,
what's
it
going on
doesn't
here?
have to be your significant other. Tony, you
Okay.
and I, we're a couple. We're a couple of cool guys.
Oh, brother, this
All
I gotta
right.
see.
Let's repeat now. How do they win this, Art?
Come on down to the wine festival and come to our booth and
Yep.
sign up.
Okay, sign up and you can win at 1 or 2 nights. Two nights.
2 nights.
Lovely.
On the Sunshine Coast.
Okay.
Painted Boat.
That's hour 1 of many to come. It's the 38th annual Vancouver National Wine Festival. Italy is the theme. The building is packed. The wines are delicious. And the conversation is even better. You're listening to the Best of Food and Wine, and we're live at the 2016 Vancouver International Wine Festival. There's plenty more to come on the Best of Food and Wine on Sea Isle 650.